Hey guys, this is Sam from deep south of Orlando. We're on the LX and I have a little issue with the sunroof. When I close it, it will close. It will look like it's closing and then eventually it comes right back out. Essentially what the consensus is I must have some twigs or something that's, lodged into the rail and then preventing the sunroof from reaching the end of the rail and engaging and then popping back in the back. I live under an oak tree and I haven't opened the sunroof in a while, and so that's totally possible. I have a solar panel on the roof. I have removed it to be able to access the top of the sunroof so I can see the mechanism and the rails and inspect. So what I'm thinking about doing now is I'm going to go from the top. I'm going to take the air compressor, put the blowing nozzle, and then I'm going to start cleaning all that up. I'm gonna open the sunroof all the way to the back, which it is right now. And so let's go. I have the compressor here. Let's go from the top and show you the top, and I'll also show you what I have in mind to lubricate the seal, because I think over time it needs to be lubricated. So we are from the top. I'm gonna try not to fall as I'm doing that, right? So we're at the top of the rail of we're from the top. I removed my solar panel, put it on the side, and now I can access the rails and I can see if there is any stuff jammed up in there. And as I'm doing that, I can see little twigs. So that's one right there, you can see it. And I've already blown a bunch of stuff out of there, but basically that's what happens. It gets jammed up in here as you open the roof, and look, I have a twig right there that actually is ready to fall inside. This is the kind of stuff that falls into the rail and gets all crunched up by the mechanism, and eventually what happens is it goes and it lodges itself all the way to the end and packs itself, dirt, debris, and everything, to where the sunroof cannot actually reach the end of the rail. And when that happens, there is resistance in the motor that happens, and that resistance is detected by the computer and activates the security features, which tells the car, back out the sunroof, something is jammed up in there. So that's what happens basically, or at least that's what I'm thinking is happening. But I have a pretty good hunch that's what's happening. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my nozzle right there and I'm just basically going over everything and then blowing anything that can be inside those walls. I'm being very diligent about it and making sure that everything is out of there. Now, the other thing that I'm doing also is on our trucks, they are starting to get in the 20 years old. Mine is actually 22 years old. What's happening is the rubber seal on the edge of the panel, on the edge of the glass panel, gets very, very dry. And when that gets dry, what tends to happen is it adds friction to where it adds resistance as well in the mechanism to close it and open the sunroof. And so what I'm doing, I'm taking that opportunity that I'm working on it to add and clean the rubber all the way around the sunroof, at least as best as I can, because I don't want to remove it. And I'm applying this silicone spray. It's specifically made for rubber. It doesn't dry, and so what I'm doing is I'm applying it on this brush. It's not really easy to see, but I'm going to try to squeeze the phone under so you can see the edge of the sunroof. Yeah, there you go. But so you can see here, that's the edge of the sunroof. That's where that rubber is. And it is really grimy. And so I'm taking this brush, which I have sprayed the silicone on it. And that's gonna do two things. And I'm going over the edge like this, the entire lip of the sunroof. I would love to be able to do it on the entire sunroof surround, but obviously I can't because it's hinged in the front. I can access about probably 90% of that rubber. And what I'm doing is I'm oversaturating that brush, and on the front side, more toward the front of the sunroof when it's hinged, and right now it's raised to the back, it's popped up. I can access the front when I slide it out or slide the sunroof in, and then I can access the back when I pop it up. And so I'm going over very diligently and then saturating that rubber. And then I'm taking a rag and I'm also cleaning as I go to make sure. So I'm taking a rag and then I'm going over the rubber, and here you can see how dirty the rag comes out. This is a clean microfiber towel, and I'm going over the entire surround of that seal to try to condition it and clean it as much as I can. And I can see by touch that it has become a lot more supple than it was before. And so what that does, again, as I was explaining, it helps when the sunroof comes in contact with the edge of the roof right here, the metal. If the rubber is dry, it will create a lot of resistance. And again, the safety feature inside the LX, and I'm sure the Land Cruiser as well, if it detects any resistance in that motor, will pop it right back up, thinking that there is an obstruction, so it could be a finger or something like this. But if it feels a resistance, rather than frying the motor or blowing a fuse, it just comes right back up. So applying lubrication and cleaning all of this is really important. If you live in a dry climate, just make sure you do that often. And then blowing the debris that are inside your rail is also very important, and that should restore the perfect functioning sunroof to you. So I'm activating the sunroof, and there we go. It is fixed. I can feel right here that it's popping against the frame of the vehicle really nicely without the initial resistance that I could hear before. And that is because I've applied this silicone lubrication all the way around the sunroof, as well as feeding some dry lube inside the rail all the way back to the back of the sunroof. It also pops perfectly up now, pops down. I had a lot of problems before popping up. There was a lot of resistance to activate that. So I'm going to keep doing, actually I'm going to do several more coats and make sure that the back side, the back ledge of that rubber seal is really clean and lubricated. But you can see the sunroof now works perfectly. So if you have the same issue, I hope this helps. And that's basically how you do it. So I will catch you on the next one.